Hi all, this is Thomas from NetTime Logic, and in this video I will show you how you can build the FPGA design of the time card in newer Vivado versions. In my initial tutorial I mentioned that we are sticking to Vivado 2019.1, but meanwhile we have done some adaptation in the tcl-scripts to build the project to be version independent. The initial idea of this tutorial was to show you really step by step what change has to be done to upgrade to newer Vivado versions. But since we have made the tcl-scripts version independent, I just would like to highlight the different changes which were required to be version independent. Therefore, we go quickly to the timecard repository. Let's go into timecard, FPGA, open source, implementation, timecard, and then we will have a first look into the CreateProject.tcl. The CreateProject.tcl is the first file which has some adaptation in. We have made here a completely version independent approach. Here on line 201, we are checking which version is used to build the project. With this information, we are defining the synthesis flow and implementation flow settings. This information is later on used here in the create run to create the run for the update image for synthesis, here for the implementation, as well as for the golden image, which you can see here. So we are putting here now just in the correct flow settings with the correct Vivado version. This guarantees us that we are using the correct strategies and everything. So this was one change which was required to get the version independency in the project.tcl. The second file which we had to modify is the CreateProject.tcl that you can find here in the folder bd. Let's have a look into that one. This script is generated from the Vivado block design. There is a command called write.bd.tcl which we are using to generate this bd.tcl. Now we have used the option -no IP version. This means now that it puts in no version anymore into the tcl-script. That you can see if you scroll here a bit down in the IP core list. As you can see here, all the IP cores have now a star here. So there is no version hardly linked anymore to the IP core, so it just takes the newest version of your Vivado version to draw with this IP core the block design. This has another impact, that it has created here a new warning. So it initially has here the information which Vivado version was used to create the bd.tcl, then it checks for the current Vivado version, and then it checks if this is the matching version, and if not, it creates here a warning. This warning basically tells you that you have a different Vivado version used to create the bd.tcl, and now you are recreating it in a different version. In general, this is no big issue since we have all IP cores instantiated with default settings, so all the available options should be still there, and we expect no incompatibility. As a next step, I would like to show you how we can build now the Vivado project in Vivado 2022.2. So you will see everything is working as in the initial tutorial where we have used Vivado 2019.1. Let's go to Tools, Run tcl-script. Now one important step is that we have here already the timecard folder. This is not a version controlled folder which contains the complete project. So it's very important if you're recreating from scratch, delete this folder first. As soon as this folder is deleted, we can call the CreateProject.tcl again. This now adds again all the required files. Later on it calls the block design.tcl, and you can see here soon how it starts drawing the block design. This takes now a couple of seconds, and as soon as this is done, I will be back. As you can see here now, we have successfully built the project in Vivado 2022.2. In the messages, you can now also see this warning, which I have already mentioned when I was showing you the TimeCardBd.tcl, that it complies, that we have used a different version to create the BD compared to the one now we have used for regenerate the BD. And it tells also that it could have impact on some parameters, but as already mentioned, we are using all default parameters, especially on the IP cores from Xilinx, so we don't expect any issue here at all. In the next step, I would like to show you now how you can write such a BD tickle. Therefore, you have to first run the validation of the block design. This does some basic sanity check like correct address mapping, if the IP cores are correctly connected with the clock and stuff like that. So I will execute now this command here. This takes now a couple of seconds and it does a short validation of the block design diagram. This is important because now when you want to create a new BD tickle, it would create also a warning in your BD tickle that you have not used a not validated block design to create this tickle. To execute later on the write BD tickle command, we need the path where we would like to locate this TimeCardBd tickle. Therefore, I go to my local repository where this BD tickle is stored. With the shift right click on it, I can copy directly the path of this TimeCardBd tickle. This path has now not 100% the correct format for my tickle command, but I will show you as soon as the validation is done how you can do that in an easy way. So it takes now a couple of more seconds and now we are ready. Okay, then we have to go to the tickle console and we paste here in our path. We removed here some symbols which are not required, and now the slashes are in the wrong direction. But if I start here write BD tickle, I can select it here and put it in with the enter key. As you can see, it has directly corrected here now the slashes to the correct format. So this is quite nice that you have not to do that manually. If I execute now this command, it will create an error. It tells me, okay, here is already a file, so you cannot just write it there, so you have to overwrite it. With the option force, you can do that. In addition, I will put in the option no IP version. This makes now a new file, a BD tickle file, with no IP version included. So when I execute this command, it will overwrite my file here. If I look quickly into the diff view, you will see quite a couple of changes. This is due to the new Vivado version. It has some new structure to write the BD tickle. But one main difference you can see now here is that the script version has 2022.2. So this would mean if you now recreate the project in this version, it will not generate this warning anymore and everything is fine. Perfect. This was it already with this short video, how you can build the Vivado in a newer Vivado version. So I hope you have enjoyed it and I hope we'll see you soon in other tutorials. Have a good day.